It's the story of a poor boy. I'm Mikey.
I'm Matt.
And this is the third time I've tried to start this. Thanks, Riley. It's been a horrendously busy week for Liverpool. We're just getting to it now. The day before the Chelsea game.
It's been a brilliant week for Liverpool.
It really has been a tremendous week so far. That run of 7 games is all of a sudden looking a lot nicer than it was at the start of it. No one who was apparently scared about it should be anymore. Those of us who were excited about it were rightly so.
Still are,
yep. So there's 4 games left of it. But let's go right back to last Tuesday and talk about Liverpool versus Paris Saint-Germain.
Won it.
It was...
What a way to win a game. I know we'll talk about the game and we'll talk about all the goals, but what a way to win the game. Like in the last minute.
Yeah. It's one of the best group stage matches I can ever remember.
It's the best I've been to.
Oh, definitely.
For sure. The atmosphere was just incredible. It felt like a knockout game.
Yeah.
The crowd was that up for it. The players were that up for it. And then again, winning in the 91st minute like that, knocking Thomas Tuchel out again in the 91st minute. He must fucking hate it. He must not like Anfield.
Yeah, I mean, his comments afterwards said to that effect, didn't they? Liverpool were the better team by a mile. 3-2 really does flatter PSG.
Definitely.
At 2-0, it could have went on to 4 or 5. And we just kind of took our foot off the pedal a little bit, allowed them to get back into the game through an albeit offside goal. It's a really, really good finish from Meunier, and then Mbappe strikes what we all believed was the killer blow in terms of putting a dampener on the night.
Yeah,
taking a bit of the wind out of our sails, and then Roberto Firmino comes on, scores with one eye,
does his thing. What a guy!
What a fella! What a night! It had the group. It didn't have a group stage feel to it at all. It felt very much like we just carried on from Roma.
Yeah.
Last year.
And it felt like the thing with PSG is because they're so new on the scene, I guess.
Yeah.
Of wanting to be a European heavyweight. I feel like that made our players and our fans a little bit more up for the night. Obviously, you don't need more encouragement for a Champions League game, but just to show PSG what a proper European night is, and that they're no one really. Well, I think our players and our fans really looked forward to that opportunity and made the most of it.
Well, yeah. The thing is, and I always go back to it whenever I'm talking about Liverpool in Europe, I always end up talking about Brendan Rodgers when Liverpool play Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And Real Madrid come to Anfield and they win 3-0 and they don't get out of second gear. There are fans sitting there taking pictures of Cristiano Ronaldo. I remember being particularly impressed with Isco that night as well, because he just had the freedom of Anfield to do what he wanted. And it was kind of like Liverpool just went, all right, Real Madrid are really good here, so we're just going to roll out the red carpet for them. We're not really going to have a chance of winning this game.
We're welcoming these European heavyweights into Anfield. And hopefully we can make it difficult for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Liverpool's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a new... well, it's not new. It's bringing back a very old style from Liverpool. It's the bastardry element of it in Europe. It is, we are Liverpool. You will not fucking beat us unless you are incredible. And... I mean, fair play to Jurgen Klopp for bringing that feeling back. Fair play to the players for embracing it as well.
Yep.
Because it's one thing saying Anfield's a fortress. It's a very different thing actually making Anfield a fortress. And that's what they've done. Virgil van Dijk was absolutely incredible yet again.
So good. I was really confused by the amount of time that they let him have on the ball and just the amount of passes that he got through to Trent.
Yeah.
I don't know why they weren't marking Trent or trying to close down that channel or what, but that must have been like the most passes in the game to a specific player from a specific player. I don't have the stats on me, but I'm putting it down there. That's it. It's Virgil van Dijk to Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I mean, there wasn't a single player really you'd look at and say they have had a bad game in this game.
No.
I mean, maybe Sturridge is a bit quiet, but Jurgen Klopp afterwards. Yeah, exactly. And Jurgen Klopp says afterwards he's very happy with him.
Yeah.
Sturridge has never been fitter while he's been in charge, which is a massive compliment to Danny Sturridge. We all know his injury record isn't the best, but it is such an important goal to get it when he does. It's a great header from a great cross.
Yeah.
As Robbo said himself, he couldn't miss. So, it's unbelievably Daniel Sturridge's first start in the Champions League for Liverpool. His last start in the Champions League was for Chelsea back in 2012.
Fucking hell.
Which is just mind-blowing, really, isn't it? And you can think back now and you realise just how...
Oh yeah, I believe you.
Yeah, how unlucky Daniel Sturridge has been, really.
It's ridiculous, though, isn't it?
It really is. I feel really bad for the fella, to be fair.
Definitely.
It just goes to show Daniel Sturridge might well be one of the most unlucky footballers that there is, because he's missed he's missed last season because he couldn't get the fitness together while we were out of the Champions League.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I feel very sorry for the guy.
Definitely.
But from there, the Sturridge goal, we get a penalty through Wijnaldum.
Yeah, we quickly make it 2-0, don't we?
It's a great penalty. It's a very clear penalty as well. I don't even know what they were thinking at all.
I don't know. I feel like Gini Wijnaldum was just putting himself in the right positions again. And there was no way that wasn't going to be a penalty.
It was basically Liverpool just basically went, right, okay, well, we've got one here, and we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And once we're happy with the scoreline, then we'll let you play again. But until then, no. And it's a credit to Liverpool that, I mean, there's not really much to talk about with a penalty, but it's a credit to Liverpool that down the other end, we don't see much from Neymar at all. We don't see much from Mbappe. We don't see much from Cavani either.
I think
Neymar had flashes.
Yeah.
There's one moment in particular where I'd say about 5 minutes into the game, he skimmed 4 people, and I turned around and went, "He's fucking good, him. He's so good, him." And then that was it. And then Milner puts him into the stands, and he's. I mean, I'm sure we'll feel some kind of backlash from Neymar when we come to Paris, playing in Paris. I'm sure. Well, that's what he'll be saying anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Mbappe's kept quiet for most of the game as well. Cavani, I was really expecting more from him, but what it came down to really was that our midfield was better.
That's what I was going to say. I think us being so defensively sound for the first half, at least, was down to the midfield being so good. They won that battle. We defended really, really narrow, and we forced them wide. And then they had to cross the ball in to Cavani, to Mbappe, but. Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez won everything.
Yep.
And that was the game plan, and it worked perfectly.
It really did.
And I'm convinced, again, that Gini Wijnaldum was the best player on the pitch. He was just absolutely everywhere, yet again. And I'm going to say it for the Southampton game as well, spoilers.
I mean, Wijnaldum was an interesting one because I thought he was incredible against PSG, but, I mean, my man of the match, skipping ahead a little bit there, but my man of the match was Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
I thought he was absolutely incredible. He won so many tackles. He was spreading the ball as you come to expect from him, getting Liverpool on the front foot very quickly, getting in amongst them, and making sure that there was no point there where Neymar just had a clear run at the defence.
We can't forget how good James Milner was as well.
Of course.
I seem to remember he did a really good last-ditch sliding tackle on Neymar to just knock it off his pace a little bit. And allow Van Dijk to clear, I think it was. And
he wins the ball back off of Mbappe to set up the third and final.
He does, yeah.
I mean, when Firmino gets the ball there, I was not expecting that from him at all. He's normally a bit more delicate than that. He's normally going for the chip to the back post there, I think.
Yeah, well, he's selfless, isn't he?
Yeah, and when there's one extra touch he takes on his right foot where he just pushes the ball out of his feet, away from the defender, and straight away from there, you're just like, he's got a clear run of goal there.
He's got that extra yard.
Yeah, ping, straight in the bottom corner. He's off to the corner, covering his eye. We're all in absolute raptures.
Celebrations are absolutely mad. I was up in the gods in the main stand because of some Auto Cup
Shenanigans.
fucking up debacle again. Yeah. But even up there, it was just ridiculous. There's a French guy behind me giving him a big punch on the arm.
You'll be glad to know your seat was empty next to us in the car.
I'm glad you enjoyed the room.
Oh, I did. It was lovely. It was still as warm as I've ever been in a football ground, I think. It's up there. It's right up there. But yeah, I mean, what a game. What a result. Puts Liverpool top of the group, which, we can't really... you can't take much from it at this point in the group.
Yeah,
but
with Napoli drawing with Red Star Belgrade.
And Carlo Ancelotti's already give a little hint to the other three teams in the other two teams in the group, saying that they're clever, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're playing for fouls a lot of the time and getting them off of the referee. I mean, we'll take each game as it comes.
Oh, definitely. I think the aim has to be to beat Napoli twice. For the remainder of the group, and then Red Star can do what they want, I guess. Yeah,
and I think Champions League normally you'd say about 13-14 points is guarantee that you're going through. So I mean Liverpool very much on the way to that.
Oh, 100%.
And
we're never losing a game again, Mikey.
We couldn't have started better.
We're never drawing a game again.
It was really infuriating for about 30 seconds of my life when Mbappe decided to celebrate in front of the cop for his goal.
Yeah. I think he's going to regret that one day.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I like the confidence, though. If he was a Liverpool player, I'd be absolutely over the moon.
Of course, yeah.
If he was a Liverpool player doing that to the PSG fans, you'd be fucking made up, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? So, and for the greatest debut of all time, Fabinho comes on off the bench.
Comes on, immediately gets a yellow card.
Lucas foul in a massive.
It was beautiful
tribute to Lucas Leiva. It was fantastic.
It's just Lucas, but taller.
He literally kicked off and he just goes nope and drags him back, and it's fucking brilliant. I look forward to more of that tomorrow. I
hope we see him start.
But we'll get to that. So we've already covered our man of the matches for that. It's just such a. I mean, we've only done like 12 minutes on that, but it's such a massive game. It's such a massive statement from Liverpool as well. To start, not to start, but to continue this fucking month of horror, as it's referred to. Do you know what I mean? To carry on with that. I mean, people were flagging up PSG as the game you'd want to. If you could choose to lose one, it'd be PSG, and Liverpool just went, no, we're the better team in this group, and we're just going to put them to bed instead. And then I suppose we see a little bit of fallout from the PSG results in the Southampton performance as well, because Liverpool's intensity for the first half is great. And then second half, Liverpool just go, right, okay, we're in control of this game now, and we're just going to see it through.
Yeah, it's game management. Like we are going to win all these 7 games from hell, but we do need to manage them.
Yeah.
Why so many people are fuming about Shaqiri going off at half-time and thinking, what's that going to do to the guy's confidence? Like, it's just game management. Klopp's easing Shaqiri in, much like he did with Oxlade-Chamberlain. And we've got a lot of games coming up. Everyone's going to get their game time. And obviously you need to manage the intensity that we play at. Second half, I really, really enjoyed the second half. The players were relaxed. I was relaxed. It was a lovely, boring 3-0 win.
Yeah.
I think it was really important to get the third just before half-time, which allowed us to take the foot off the gas in the second half a bit more. I think if it was 2-0, maybe... Shaqiri probably still goes off because I think Klopp wanted to be more defensively sound, but I think maybe we don't take the foot off the gas as much as we did.
I never see the Shaqiri changes going more defensively sound. I saw that as literally Xherdan Shaqiri is going to start against Chelsea tomorrow.
Oh yeah. And everyone who went off, bar Van Dijk, is going to start.
Tomorrow. Yeah, definitely, and I think. Basically, he had a plan in his head, and the plan was going to be, right, we're going to take Shaqiri off, then we're going to take Fabinho off, and then we're going to take, was it Gini?
No, Fabinho didn't start.
But no, sorry, we're going to bring Fabinho on.
Yeah.
Was what I meant to say. Sorry. And then was it Gini last one to come off? Who came
Yes.
off? Yeah. And he basically, I think he just had this in his head where he was just like, right, okay, these are the changes I want to make today, because I want everyone to get the minutes in. And then when Van Dijk goes down, it throws a spanner in the works straight away into that.
Thank God he's okay.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that he'll be back. He'll definitely be back for this weekend, I believe. But I don't think he's back tomorrow. But yeah, he gets to give Shaqiri 45 minutes. I think he would have wanted to give Fabinho half an hour, as we were saying last week.
Yeah.
And he also gets to give Naby Keita 20 minutes. And that is so important to players who aren't playing as often as you'd want them to. So, I mean, you have to remember with Xherdan Shaqiri was at the World Cup with Switzerland.
Yep.
He turned up for pre-season late because of that. I mean, still tried to get there early. But, you know, he's still late back. And then we've gone into this season and he's made cameos. He's not started the game yet. It's his first start. He makes these cameo appearances of, whilst they're impressive, they're not proper minutes that he will need to get up to full fitness.
Yeah.
And Fabinho would probably have been the same had it not been for Van Dijk and Keita as well. So I think the idea was already set in stone for him, regardless of what Liverpool were going to do. And I think Jurgen's very much about that, isn't he? He's not really a fella who changed the game in terms of, if it had been 0-0 at half time, I think Jurgen Klopp still makes that change.
Probably, yeah.
Is what I'm struggling to get out of my mouth there.
Because he's thinking about the season as a whole and this run of games rather than just one game in
and
particular.
This is it. I mean, he's very clever, and he's very. If there's one thing he's very good at, it's man management.
Mm-hmm.
And he is very aware that there are players in the squad who, if they're called upon now, might not be able to perform at the top level because they haven't had the minutes that he would want them to have. So, I think, you know, looking at what has happened, it obviously forced him to bring Van Dijk off. You can kind of get a clear picture of what he was planning for this game as well, the Chelsea game, which, you know, it's massive, really, isn't it? I mean, the Chelsea game is quietly the League Cup games becoming a little bit more and more important. I think a lot of people like looking at it as it's just a League Cup game, and we had a conversation about that last week. But I think, as I said to you, it's a marker to lay down straight away and be like, right, okay, Liverpool serious about this season.
It is, and we can't forget that it's against Chelsea, who are one of apparently our two title rivals.
Yeah.
So getting one over on them early, albeit only like 3 or 4 days early, but if we can get one over on them, that would do wonders for the confidence of the squad, of the team, of the fans.
Yeah. But
I'm in agreement. It's going to be an exciting game and quite an important one, I think.
Yeah. I think there's just added importance, just getting to it. But going back to Southampton, I spent the first goal is very unlucky from Southampton point of view. Shaqiri does very well, but I don't really know how it even goes in. But I spent the first 15 minutes of the game, I think, complaining about Joe Matip.
Yeah, me too.
And then he just rises above Vestergaard and puts a header into the top corner and shuts everyone up, really.
He's a very strange player. There was a point where he kept playing 1-2s with Van Dijk, and then a player was closing down the space in between the two of them.
And he still played there.
And he still played the pass to Van Dijk, and it was just so stupid. I know we were going mad. I know half the cop was going mad. It's just annoying to see when we've had Joe Gomez next to Van Dijk for so long.
We've been spoiled
a little bit, yeah. By good centre backs.
Not had many since Carragher retired. I don't think.
Fair play to it. It's a really, really good header for his goal, but I don't understand it. Like, sometimes he'd do some really, really good things, because not long after that,
It was
terrible
before.
pass for Van Dijk. He made a really, really lovely ball over the top to Salah.
Yeah, it was before that, because he literally just played the terrible pass, and I was like, what the fucking hell are you doing? And then he gets the ball and just brings it out of the defence and then pings a 30-yard ball over the top of the defence and plays Mo Salah in. Absolutely wonderful football. If Virgil van Dijk had done it, I'd still be talking about it now. But I just couldn't work it out where it had come from. Excuse me. I couldn't work out where it had come from. He was bang average for most of the afternoon, and if Southampton had had an actual credible threat up front even, they'd have troubled us through him, I think.
Yeah, possibly. I'm just glad we got through it with him at the back. Hopefully we don't see much of him in like the first team. Or if we do, like, just ease him in. I know you hate the going three at the back, bringing him on in the last few minutes.
I fucking despise it. That was the one thing about the starting 11 that made me quietly happy, in the fact that we didn't have to sit through that fucking substitution. It's the one thing that Jurgen Klopp does that I can't get my head around.
Yeah.
It is, it's like when Rafa used to do, like, you know, he'd bring off an attacker for a whole midfielder. That kind of thing to hold a game.
Yeah.
Or Rodgers would, you know, not defend. That kind of thing. You know, that annoying thing where you're just like, what are you doing? You're doing so well.
No, I understand.
In fact, my Brendan Rodgers thing wasn't that it was playing Glenn Johnson every week. That was my thing where I was just like, you're a good manager, but that let you down. And I think I won that one.
Remember the one time he didn't, and he put Chan at right back?
It wasn't one time. He did it a lot. Emre Can had one bad game that season, and it was just the 6-1 against Stoke. And
it was a bad one.
I forgot Emre Can existed until earlier this week, honest to God.
When he started being sexist?
Yeah, when he started being sexist.
Ah, what a weirdo.
He really is a pleb. I'm so glad he's out of Liverpool now, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Don't want that kind of shit here.
Yeah. So Liverpool go 3-0 up through Mo Salah. It's very nearly from Xherdan Shaqiri, though.
I am so gutted for Shaqiri, because like his 45 minutes was so good. He was everywhere. I describe him as a pest whenever he plays, because he just looks fucking annoying to play against.
Yeah.
He is everywhere. He's so quick. He's so scrappy, I guess. He doesn't give up on the ball easily. It just must be a nightmare for defenders.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely robbed of his debut goal twice.
Yeah. It's good awareness.
I mean,
Salah.
neither were going in without interference, but still.
Yeah. I mean, it is good awareness from Salah to get there.
That's his striker's instinct, isn't it?
It is coming to the fore, really. He was very unlucky
Dirk
to not
used to
score
do it
more
all the time.
Yeah, but Mo Salah's a little bit better than Dirk.
Yeah, all right, fine. I'll admit that a little bit.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I mean, he's unlucky to not get more in the game, Salah. But yeah, as we're saying, Shaqiri, it's a very impressive 45 minutes from a player who was playing for Stoke last season.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was also involved.
But we all knew he was dead good. He was by far Stoke's best player.
Yeah, definitely. There was probably a record set. I think Phil Blundell said this on Twitter the other day. There was probably a record set for the first time 2 players relegated from Stoke have been brought on in the Champions League game. Because Chupa Martin came on for PSG.
Yeah, oh god.
So they've been relegated.
That was
with
weird.
Stoke.
Why do they have him?
They've been relegated with Stoke 4 months ago, and now they're both playing for 2 Champions League teams who are amongst the favourites to win the fucking competition.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
It is. Football is a strange game.
It's like with Martinez getting sacked by Everton and then getting the Belgian job. Just falling upwards all the time.
Falling upwards. Very, very good way of looking at it, I think.
Yeah.
Liverpool carry on as well. Another thing from this, Liverpool carry on their record of scoring just before half-time, which is a seriously impressive thing that we've managed to fall into, really.
Yeah.
As you said, the goal before half-time is pretty important. it kills the game off. Southampton, no, they haven't got a chance from there really.
100%, yeah.
And for the second half, I mean, there's nothing happens really. Second half, there are 2 shots.
Yeah, I don't think there's a shot until like the 85th minute.
Sorry, there are 4 shots, two on target.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first half, 15. I mean,
yeah, just take the brakes off. Sorry, take the accelerator off.
Yeah, put the brakes on.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, and it's a lovely habit. As I've said, that's 4 games out of the 6 league games now that we've done that in. I'm very, very impressed. Is it 4? No, it's 5 out of the 6, isn't it? That because we scored in the 39th minute as well against Tottenham. So,
yeah. It's only Brighton.
Yeah, so 5 out of the 6, and that's not too bad.
Definitely.
5 out of the 7. If we include PSG, then why not?
Wow, we scored at the death with PSG.
I suppose last minute of halves.
It's before a whistle.
I might have a little. I might have a little look at that on the betting going forwards. Just Liverpool to score in the last couple of minutes of a half. Might be worth having a look at.
So you can get that quiffed.
I know, yeah. Oh, I don't. I'll brag about that later. I think that's fucking brilliant. Thank you, Quiff. It's not even sponsored. It's not even nearly sponsored, but they give me 170 quid for Lacazette to score any time Arsenal to win. Fucking madness.
Stupid.
Absolutely,
So stupid.
boss. I only put a fiver on it. Fucking boss. Yeah, I mean, we've covered 2 games remarkably quickly there, but Liverpool were just very efficient in the Southampton game in particular. There's not really much to say about it, to be honest.
I thought Ronaldo was amazing again.
Yeah, you made noises to that effect. I
know, but I watched him and Shaqiri mainly in the first half. I just thought both of them were brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
See, we come from 2 very different schools of thinking then, because whereas you might have been drawn towards the attacking side of those.
Ronaldo's not an attacker.
Well, you know what I mean. He was good going forward.
Yeah.
He looked to create things. Obviously, breaks things up. Never loses the fucking football ever again. Apparently, but I was so impressed with Virgil van Dijk.
Oh yeah,
on Saturday. I mean, even more so than I was on Tuesday, because he gets a really shite yellow card on Tuesday. It's not even a yellow really. But it just kind of marred the rest of his game. He couldn't really. I think he wins the ball back for Mbappe's goal if it's not for the yellow card. Yeah, he probably just wipes Neymar out, to be honest. But he was just imperious against Southampton, and if it wasn't for a nudge in the ribs, he's probably my man of the match for the time he's on the pitch. I mean, it's probably Shaqiri, ironically, even though he went off the pitch before Van Dijk. But yeah. I'm running out of things to say about him, to be honest. Virgil van Dijk is my favourite defender that I've seen since Jamie Carragher retired, and there's a strong chance that he's the best defender I've ever seen play for Liverpool Football Club. I'm not saying something because I fucking love Jamie Carragher and Sami Hyypiä. And the solidity Liverpool have with him at the back. I mean, we carried it on when he went off, and it does speak volumes for the confidence going through the team at the moment that we can miss a player like that and not miss him. And Joe Gomez comes on, and Joe Gomez is what he has become. Read my article about him, I love it.
Virgil van Dijk light.
Yeah, he is. He is mini veg. Big veg and mini veg. I'm absolutely made up to have the bear of them. And Liverpool just look really assured throughout both games, really. I know we come very close to drawing the PSG game, but that's their quality really coming through. One thing that was disappointing in the PSG game was probably that PSG kind of... It's disappointing from a football fan point of view, but from a Liverpool fan point of view, it's not, I suppose. They just kind of just were like, right, okay, we're happy with a draw. We're happy with a draw here.
Is that not a massive compliment to us?
Yes, and it is definitely, but like this is literally just like the football fan, and you see Liverpool versus Paris Saint-Germain. It's the 2 most potent attack forces in the world, and PSG just fucking stagnated because they were scared of Liverpool. It's a massive compliment, and I'm absolutely delighted that we're back to that point where teams are having to change how they play to come up against us. And well done to Jurgen, I guess. If they had someone more disciplined than Neymar at left wing, we probably don't win that game. Because Trent Alexander-Arnold had the freedom of Anfield.
He really did.
On Tuesday. I know I'm coming back to the game, but...
Which is why Virgil just got to be able to pass to him so much. It was just ridiculous. I don't know what Tuchel's doing with him. Can he not manage Neymar?
I don't think he's manageable, to be honest. No. I think his ego's too big.
Because I know we leave Salah up, but we leave him up in a striker's position, and Bobby and Mane work back a lot. And even then, Salah still comes back and works.
He comes back and gives the ball away for this.
Well, yeah, definitely. But I can't remember Neymar working properly backwards at all.
Yeah, it is really strange, to be fair. I think he comes back briefly for corners and stuff like that, but that's it, really. Yeah. It's not really much else there. I'm delighted I got the chance to watch him and watch him be shit. If that makes sense.
That's always the best.
Yeah,
I can't wait to watch Messi and watch him be shite.
Yeah. No, that's not happening.
He's in the final against us.
He's the best. He's the best.
Nah.
He's the best of all time. So man of the match for Southampton. You said Wijnaldum, I guess, didn't you?
I think I'll give it Shaqiri,
Yeah.
Because his 45 minutes were just so good.
Fine.
And he didn't get his debut goal, so he's getting man of the match from me.
Sound. I'm going to continue my trend of picking someone different from you every week, and I'm going to go with Mo Salah.
Sound.
He works so hard.
Yeah, he keeps doing all the right things, and I'm so happy that he got a goal.
The mini drought he's on. For somehow it's a drought. He's
3 goals, 2 assists.
He's got the same amount of goals this season as he had at the same point last season.
Yeah,
he's fine.
He's fine.
Mo's gonna get fucking 40 or 50 this season. He just is because he's the best.
Oh, one quick thing before we move on.
Yep.
Alisson had fuck all to do all game.
Great save.
And in the 90th minute made a great save.
Yeah. Sign of a good goalkeeper.
Yes.
And it is such a shame that on tomorrow night's game, he will be replaced by a fucking idiot. I
was so gutted when my mate at work told me that today. I was like, Mignolet's starting. Like, you're fucking not.
Yeah, that's probably the nice segue onto the Chelsea game. I know we've spoke about it briefly already, but that was with Southampton in mind. Let's talk about Chelsea. Chelsea tomorrow night in the League Cup. Liverpool traditionally much better in the League Cup than pretty much everyone, really. How do you see it panning out?
I see it as an interesting one because I know we're going to make at least a few changes. I know Klopp in his press conference today said Mignolet's coming in.
It's going to be
there won't be 0 changes. There won't be 11 changes, but it will be a good team. So I'm assuming. Well, we're all assuming Shaqiri is going to start. We're assuming Sturridge is going to start.
Mm-hmm. Solanke's been declared
Solanke's back fit. Lovren apparently is good.
So what I'm expecting is, and I guess I'll whittle off an 11.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Mignolet in goal, Klein right back,